So human beings who live on the globe spinning in space with curved water and with these type of satellites, I seriously do not understand you. Why are you so hypocrite? You're such hypocrites and you're anti-scientific and you're anti-reality. I don't understand you. So let's see science and reality and stuff, and let's make you feel disgusted with yourself. This is a message for people who live on the globe spinning in space with curved water. Why do you accept these satellites? I mean, everybody knows this is video games, 3D, three-dimensional computer graphics made on a computer, cartoons, invented stuff. Everybody knows this is fake. So why do you keep on accepting that this is reality? I'm going to show you the reality right now, which is going to make short circuit. This is what you say is reality, according to you. 3D CGI animations on computer software, and I'm going to show you reality in the real world in places like South America and Brazil. And not only this is just an example, we have satellites that crashed in the back garden of normal people, normal peasants. And all these satellites, what they have in common is they float with helium balloons on the surface of the earth. Helium balloons because they float, because the density of helium is less than the density of air, therefore it floats. There's no gravity, there's no globe earth, there's nothing. So I understand you're frustrated with your lives and that you only care about insulting and stuff. These are the satellites. I'm gonna show you more pictures. Stay tuned, keep on staying with me, because you know you're gonna hate me for this, because I'm gonna show you reality and the truth. But hey, I don't care. I mean, I am a real human being, not like you. So this is like a crashed satellite in Brazil. It's just satellites exist. The thing is, they do not exist the way that you believe it exists. They don't exist floating around the globe, spinning in space, and gravity keeps them. No, everything is helium globes like this. And because helium floats, because the density of helium is less than density of air, there is no gravity. Everything is density and buoyancy. That is pure science. You are anti-scientific, my friend, and that's the truth. So this is NASA. This is official NASA footage. This is not something like a stupid flat earther in the basement of his mother, like you say, is doing. This is original footage from NASA, pure science. This is what NASA does when they're sending, since the 1950s, after the Second World War, they're sending the satellites in space, above the earth, what we call space, with floating helium balloons. There is no such thing as what you see in cartoons and movies. This is what happens in real life. So do you tell me, is real life and reality inferior in your brain compared to what you want to believe? This is like footage from the 1950s. Back in the day, in the 1950s, because the world was so primitive, the only way to launch helium balloons up in the air was from aircraft, like aircraft carriers, because they were so huge and big and gigantic. They had to be in the middle of the ocean. And I believe they had to be in the middle of the ocean as well, because it was away from the public eye, so nobody would have actually had the camera or like the capacity to actually follow the army or the navy onto the ocean and see them that for themselves. But that's what they were doing back in the 1950s and 60s. And today, this is what they're doing. NASA has programs. NASA is actually the largest helium consumer in the world. You can check it out. It's not made up. NASA consumes helium like no other company in the world. Why would NASA need so much helium if the world works with gravity and globe spinning in space with curved water? Because there is no gravity, everything is helium, and they need this to launch the satellites. And they have people like scientists and retired NASA Goddard Space Flight Center speaking about the importance of buoyancy and density and how the satellites float, thanks to the fact that the Earth is not a globe. It's flat and it's motionless. It doesn't move. And I don't even know what to say anymore. So you have the footage. You have this, for example, this person who's chief technologist for the balloon program. There, she was saying, and this is like public knowledge, that when they fabricate these balloons to actually launch the satellites, each one of these balloons, when it's inflated and when it's ready to launch, it has the size of a football stadium. This is American football, but who cares? American football, European football, a domed football stadium. So that's the size of those things that are up there in space somewhere above the surface of the flat motionless Earth. And also many of these, look at this, this is official this is how satellites are being launched, and they're launched from Antarctica. Lots of the satellites are launched from Antarctica, from the places where common mortal human beings like you and me, because we are useless birth certificates, we do not have access to go there. And that's why they're launching them from so far away in Antarctica, because there's nobody there to actually film it, so there will be no witnesses, so therefore they can get away with it. But this is actually the truth. This exists. This is reality. Why the heck do you keep on saying that your reality is this? Why do you accept this reality? Because this is just like invented cartoon and computer graphics. This is reality. They're launching satellites with helium globes, helium balloons, from Antarctica, where nobody has access, like you and me, only the military and themselves, because that's the way the world works. And this is public knowledge. This is not something invented or conspiracy. So the only reason why you keep on insulting people who search for the truth and people who accept the truth is because you're frustrated and you're a hypocrite and you hate your life. And that's it. So you accept this because because you know that nothing is going to change in the world. Therefore, you have a reason to be happy, to insult and to laugh at people who just accept the truth for what it is. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. I actually feel disgusted and ashamed to share the same DNA with people who live on a globe with curved water spinning in space. I feel super disgusted. And you're going to say now, why do you keep on focusing your video, like this type of video, with people who live on the globe Earth? Well, very simple, because you people who know the truth, you're fine. You don't need help. People who need help and to go to a psychologist are those who live on a globe spinning in space with curved water. So that's why I'm trying to help people here. I'm actually a good human being, you know. This is what a person with his Nikon P900 camera, those cameras that make super zooms, the P900 and the P1000, and cameras that you just insult because you tell people buy yourself a telescope or something. Or this is something you can use your camera for. And this is a satellite with a helium balloon or globe floating around in front of the moon. And that's it. That's what you see with 83 times zoom. That's the P900, and the P1000 has 120. And by the way, everywhere you look right now, they're out of stock. Probably there's a reason why these cameras are out of stock, in my opinion. Anyway, so yeah, it's very simple. And this was seen in The Simpsons. It's not like The Simpsons tells you the future. It's more like in The Simpsons, they're actually telling you the truth, because that's the way that politics and the world works. They're showing it to you in cartoons in The Simpsons and stuff. They're showing you reality, and this is reality. From Antarctica, from the North Pole, which is not actually the North Pole, it's just a central part of this crater, because we do not have access there. It's forbidden. So that's how they launch the satellites. Buoyancy, density, there is no gravity. The only reason why you keep on insulting people that speak the truth, it's because I would say something right now, but I'm not gonna say it because probably YouTube is not gonna like it. So anyway, that's the whole thing. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just showing you reality versus invented cartoons and 3D CGI and video games. I love video games, I love cartoons, I love 3D CGI, but when it comes to the truth, when it comes to actually understand how the world works and what's reality, this is reality. This is not reality. And what else? Here? And was the other satellite here? And this is not reality. This is fake. This is just animation. Reality is this. On the moon, reality is what you see in Antarctica when they launch satellites with helium balloons, because helium floats and the Earth does not move. There is no spinning, there is no curvature, there is no gravity. NASA knows this. Of course, they have their own program for the public, because that's the whole part of the whole system and the whole process, right? But the videos exist, the documentaries exist, science exists. If you go in front of a judge right now, and you want to prove these things, the judge is going to give you, the person who actually speaks the truth, the right to actually go out clean, because a judge has to respect the truth if you have the materials. And these are the materials, and this is science, and this is irrefutable science. And this is one thing that I know, it's just I am ashamed of the human race, of 99% of the human race, because it's so simple. It's just a matter of like sitting your ass or your butt on a chair for like an hour to actually understand this with your human intellect, and you're just going to realize, okay, I was lied all my life, I feel frustrated and I feel like a piece of crap, but who cares? At least I know the truth, right? That's the big thing that people don't want to do. They don't want to sit on their asses and just understand with their human intellect. Oh, it's easier to just insult flat earthers because, you know, that's a norm. That's simple. what can you do, right? So I'm hoping that at least one of the people who actually lives on his fantasy glow bird spinning in space, they're gonna actually watch my video and they're just gonna actually sit down for a second or for a minute or for a day and just think. Use your human intellect. Don't be like a monkey, because monkeys don't think. They just eat bananas and they have sex in the jungle. Just, you know, just think for a bit, and probably you're gonna realize the truth. And I don't care if it's frustrating for you or if you're gonna go crazy or something. That's your problem. Hey, the truth is the truth, and if you cannot handle it, then that's your problem, my friend. So, and that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video.